So today is going to be the first episode in a series called Talking Hair Loss. Talking Hair Loss is a series talking to guys who are all in different stages of losing their hair, and also just for people to just be open about it, and so that if you are struggling yourself with hair loss, that it's something that is very common and lots of guys are struggling with it and have the same issues. So today we've got a guy in called Charl, a young lad who's quite early on in his hair loss journey. So that being said, let's get cracking. Right, how you doing, bro? You good?
I'm all good, thank you, bro. Are you?
Yeah, man, good. So how do you style it yourself at the minute?
I kind of like ruffle it up with my hands and perform like this, so it kind of like gives a little flick to the ends and then keep it rounder. But bro, I'm looking for anything. You can change it up if you want.
Yeah, I know at the minute like some popular hairstyles are like mullets and burst fades. At the minute I'm loving doing like more of a modern mullet, which is basically a mullet where it's not like flicking out, it's just quite short and textured at the back.
Yeah.
So the back of your hair at the minute is like a really nice length for that. I know as well, you're kind of starting to suffer a little bit from hair loss in the corners, aren't you?
Yeah, you see it.
Yeah, so like for me, when I'm looking at this, I do feel like it does look a little bit too heavy through these corners, yeah? It's fine to keep a little bit of length towards the front to keep it covered, but for me, I feel like I can see all this length at the back, which isn't really aiding to cover it, but it's just really heavy. It's just causing more weight around there than there needs to be. I think if we can take this down a little bit more without affecting the length towards the front, I think your hair will just sit a lot better on the top. Because it looks good as it is, like you can see the texture, you can see the movement, but I feel like it's just a little bit too long.
Yeah, I get you.
So we'll keep it so it's the same style towards the front, so you've still got this messy, wavy fringe, and you've got the corners coming in a little bit. But like everything from kind of behind the fringe, we'll take it a lot shorter, so there's just more texture to it. And like I say, that's not going to affect this through the front as well, so you'll still be able to keep these corners covered. But I think if we give you something that's more of like a modern mullet, where you're going to be able to keep the texture through the back, take these sides up a little bit, give you a taper. From behind your fringe was all a little bit shorter, your hair would just be a lot easier to style.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll give your hair a wash, and then we can just give you something that's a little bit easier for you to style.
Just try it, bro.
This video is brought to you by Manual. Manual are a British company that specialise in men's health. They offer medically approved treatments which are specifically for men, and it's the hair loss treatment that we're going to be talking about today. Manual's all-in-one hair loss treatment is designed to prevent further hair loss and to aid regrowth, supporting men getting back their confidence. If this is something that can help you, it can all be done online. All you have to do is answer a questionnaire about your medical history, and you'll receive a treatment recommendation which is tailored to you by a specialist doctor on the platform. You receive the treatment on a subscription basis with free next day delivery, and you also get ongoing medical support from their clinicians. And don't worry, you can cancel this at any time. Manual have been kind enough to offer a discount to anyone watching my video, which is on the screen now and in the description, where you'll find the link to Manual too. You can find out more there if you want, but let's get back to the video.
This guy's a barber, by the way. So how long have you been cutting hair for now?
5 years, you know, bro.
5 years?
Yeah, man.
How's the setup in the garage? Good?
It's looking good, bro, yeah. Compared to what it was.
Yeah. We'll just improve little bits all the time, don't you?
Literally, man. Trying to get better with social media and content and stuff.
Yes, mate, it's hard to keep on top of as well, you know.
Don't know, bro, you see people like yourself and it just inspires you to like want to create stuff.
It is hard graft, but I appreciate the love, like. Sweet, bro. Jump in.
Bless, bro.
So how old are you now, bro?
24, bro.
24, yeah. And how old were you when you think you first started noticing your hair was like starting to recede?
I think it was only a couple of years ago I probably noticed, but I've had long hairstyles so long that probably to try and hide it.
Yeah, I think with hair loss, and I know just from like working with clients, it's hard to know whether it's going back or whether you're just being paranoid, because it's not like it's jumping back constantly. It's like very, very gradually over time. But yeah, I think as well, that's probably what starts to like mess guys up in the head a little bit, is am I being paranoid, or is my hairline actually like starting to go back? Have you like spoke to anyone about it? Like, do you speak to your friends about it, or your family, or anything like that?
I speak to my clients about it because I know that they suffer the same thing, and I try and reassure them as such. But I know that we all think about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good way to like relate to your clients as well. So like it makes them more comfortable, like opening up about it, isn't it?
Therefore.
But yeah, it's so common in men. I'm sure it's I might be getting the statistic wrong, but I'm sure like 80% of men at some point in their life suffer some sort of like hair loss. But like, it's normal to have hair loss.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
The way I pushed it over to the left, I think I used to just see little gaps and used to think, fuck.
Yeah, to be fair, like, I mean, my left side here definitely goes back like a little bit more than the right side. And I feel like with a lot of my clients as well, the people who are starting to get a little bit of recession, like one side is definitely like worse than the other. So what I'm gonna do, bro, is I'm just gonna go through the back first. We're gonna take a little bit of length off, add a bit of texture. And when I've done that, I'll just do the same at the sides and then we'll start to connect the top in as well. Do you think it like affects like your confidence at all?
Definitely, bro.
Yeah.
100%, man.
The thing is like you've still got, like some people have like quite thin hair and the receding, so it becomes quite hard to like cover. Whereas your hair is like still pretty, it's still thick. Like you've still got a lot of it. Like your corners are starting to go back a little bit, but like you've still got a lot of hair. I think the main thing that you can do now is like try and slow down the process of hair loss before it like gets any worse in a sense. Have you ever looked at like doing like any sort of like treatments or anything like that?
I never have, but I've always been open to trying it, therefore, man. I've definitely been more conscious, say, the last 2 years of like what products I'm using, rather than beforehand. I think beforehand, like I didn't care. I was using like a body and hair one.
Yeah, like a shower gel.
Yeah, and like that just like says it all, really, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Because men do just like they'll just use anything on their hair. They will, mate. Literally, they'll just use whatever's in the shower.
Literally, man.
But like a lot of these chemicals that are in just like your bog standard shampoos, like they're quite harmful to your hair, which obviously isn't good if you're like suffering from hair loss. But if you can use a shampoo that is sulfate and paraben free, like that's a good place to start. Caffeine shampoos as well. I work with a company called Manual, and they have a shampoo that's sulfate and paraben free, and it also has like caffeine in it and other ingredients that aid towards hair regrowth. I know a lot of lads, with the way they style their hairs, when the wind blows, it fucks up the hairstyle, do you know what I mean? And it starts to show the corners and stuff like that. But because your hair's just like a messy style, that's kind of like, doesn't really matter too much, does it?
Yeah, I think that's why I've tried to keep it so long, to hide it.
The thing is though, like I get, like with you, like I've got so many clients who think growing it is the best way to cover it. When the problem is like when you grow it so long, the hair actually ends up having so much weight in it, and then with the weight it separates and like can show your corners more. So you've just got to find that like that in between where it's covering it enough but it doesn't have the weight in it, which is what we're going to do with your corners as well. Just make sure we're getting rid of that weight that doesn't need to be there.
Do you know what the worst thing is, like towel drying your hair? The pressure that you're putting on your hair, it's like obvious that it's going to damage it. But so many people do that to style it and to dry it. It's like, we're not helping ourselves, are we really?
No, definitely not. Like when you've got a towel on your head and you're just like scrubbing your head like that, like there's going to be hairs like coming out. I honestly think like things like hair transplants should be like a last resort. The hair loss treatments that like Manual do, I've seen firsthand what they can do for people's hair. I've had clients that have been coming in that haven't told us that they're like taking a hair loss treatment. And I remember like some of the clients, when I used to try and box their fringe in, like the corners would be like really light and then it would be quite hard to line up. And then they'd keep coming in for haircuts and I'd notice like boxing the hairline in was getting like easier and easier. And I'd be like, your hair's getting thicker. And then they would tell us that they'd been taken, like that they were on a treatment. And it is mad what it can actually do for your hair. And that's me noticing it. So do you imagine what that would do for your confidence if it was like your hair and then your barber's telling you like, bro, your hair's thicker.
Can you play piano?
Can I play the piano?
Yeah, man.
Can I fucking
you don't, nah, you know, I actually can't, but you look like the type of person who'd be able to play
I don't know if that's a compliment.
Nah, compliment that is, bro.
To be fair, there's like a music shop in Deansgate, and I think when they're open, they stick like a piano outside.
Yeah.
And people always just go up and start playing the piano, and I'm always like, that's fucking cool.
It isn't it? Like
it's
music
sick,
brings
mate.
people together.
They start playing like Interstellar and that, and I'm just like, I'm gonna cut your fringe first before I start cutting the top.
Okay.
Just because that'll help the fringe sit fuller.
Yeah.
So you cut the fringe in first, and then we'll use that as a guideline, so that it will kind of keep as much thickness as we can at the front.
Do you cut a lot of barbers' hairs?
Yeah, mate, loads.
Do you think they're like really fussy with it, or like do you get some of the?
To be honest, mate, barbers are probably the least fussy.
Yeah, I know a couple that are really fussy, but then
Yeah.
like, I'm not, man.
Yeah, like I'm not that fussy.
Was it Rascals you first started, or was it?
When I first started Rascals, it was called Bentham's, which
Yeah.
is my surname,
Yeah.
Changing it to Rascals, I was like trying to think for ages and I couldn't think of anything. And I remember I just was like writing a caption for this like haircut and I didn't know what caption to put and I just put Rascal Trim and I was like, there it is.
I can't even lie, bro. That's such like a Geordie word.
Rascal.
And it really is.
It is.
Bro, I just imagine that word as like a Geordie word. So.
The dictionary definition of a rascal is a young, mischievous but likeable boy. So it's like relevant in it,
Yeah,
really.
man. Sick.
So it made sense. We were watching the telly and my lass was like, do you know when you're like washing people's hair in the wash basin? I was like, yeah. She was like, does it feel like sexual?
What did he say?
I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, because it's like quite intimate, isn't it? And I was like, no, Lucy. I was like, it never feels sexual when I'm washing someone's hair in my shop. The time that I want to talk about that is when I'm washing someone's hair. So I want to say it to them like, my lass said, does it get like sexual when I'm washing people's hair? I thought it's probably the worst thing I could say while washing someone's hair.
Imagine if that's what you said to me first.
Imagine.
I ain't even cut my hair yet.
Just makes it awkward, doesn't it? So, but that's what I want to tell people. I'm like,
No, that's funny. That
yeah, I was like, tell you what, I'm not going to crack that one right now.
It's good to watch what you do as well, bro. The direction and stuff that you put in your hair in, just because obviously I cut hair like being in the garage, bro. You don't really get a lot of people to
Yeah, that's the
watch.
thing as well. You're like by yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, man. You have more of an impact on people than you think, you know.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? I think so, bro. Definitely, I can feel it myself. So I know that other people will probably feel like it as well.
Appreciate that, man. I wasn't like brought up watching football. I played it in that, but I never really watched it.
David Beckham was like the first person I saw in football, and all his hairstyles as well. So it's mad that I've
To be fair, mate, that's what I was going to say. Like
Yeah.
people like David Beckham, I was more asked about his hair than how he actually played.
Yeah, man. I loved everything about it, like the fashion side and the hair side, and then he backed it up on the pitch as well. It was sick.
I want to put a little bit of salt spray in your hair, just because that'll give it a little bit more hold and a bit more volume, which will stop it from being as like fly away. And then we'll put like a little bit of product in it as well.
Yeah, man.
How's it looking?
Sick, bro.
Yeah.
Way better, innit? Thank you. I seen in one of your videos before, man, that you said like styling is your favourite part of the trim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bro, I agree with you, man. It's sick, innit?
It's just how you finish. It's just like,
You know when you
that's
do
like
a
the
trim.
final result. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like if you're giving them a high quality haircut, you need to then style it, because otherwise you might as well have not bothered.
Innit?
So with the fringe, I know you were saying you kind of scrunch it. Do you scrunch it so it's kind of sitting up, or is it just kind of falling down, just doing what it wants with a little bit of volume? Or is it more of like a quiff, if you know what I mean, coming back down on itself?
It's got a little bit of a flick to it, but I just kind of push it over to this side, like over to the...
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
But bro, do what you think, man.
Okay, super.
Smells nice, that does, you know.
It's nice, isn't it?
Fresh, man. Some sick techniques there, bro.
Yeah, do you think? How's it look?
Sick, bro, honestly. Really good, man. Back in the game.
Yeah. So we've kept the style like the same, like through the front, but now all this is just much tighter on the sides. Cleaned it up with a bit of a fade. You can see you've still got enough length through here to give us some texture. And we've got rid of like a lot of the bulk around like the crown area, and just like below the crown area. And it just makes the top stand out a bit more, which is like the main part of the haircut really. And like I say, we've kept these corners heavy. You've still got plenty of length in the corners, which ties into your fringe, but then you've got it shorter through this area here, so you can add texture to it without it like affecting the front.
Honestly, bro, you smashed it.
Yeah, so we were talking about things that can help the hair loss. I think the first thing that you should do
is just look into like the products that you're using in your hair in terms of like your shampoo, your conditioners, stuff like that. And then if you do want to start looking into like maybe like hair loss treatment, have a look at Manual. You do it all online. You don't have to like go in any clinics or anything anywhere. They've got like clinicians on the Manual site who like will basically talk you through the process. You'll have check-ins with them, stuff like that. So yeah, I think if you're gonna look into it properly, like get yourself on Manual. Lovely jubbly.
Thank you as well, man.
You're welcome, bro. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it, because I know like not loads of people want to like do this kind of stuff. So you all helped me out massively, and I appreciate it. And it was good to chat to you as well.
Yeah, man. Just bro, honestly.
If you're in Manchester and I'm cutting, you can come in and just watch us cut hair
Yeah,
if you want.
Would appreciate that a lot, bro. Safe, man.
Sweet.
Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, bad, innit? Bad. Magician, artist, man.